The mystery deepens into the presumed drowning of Glee star Naya Rivera as helicopters and divers search for her body. The actress disappeared after renting a pontoon boat
and being there for us. We really thank you. We love you guys, and we know that Lisa's smiling, and we just hope that she's proud of us right now. Thank you.
We live in a world filled with vibrant flowers, but no flower can hold its fragrance and beauty forever. The beautiful, talented black actresses were much the same. Some have faded into obscurity or vanished from the screen as if they never existed. Each carried their own story, and their moments of glory now linger only in memory. They once captivated millions, lighting up every space they entered. But now you'll never see them again. Only their haunting stories remain. Join me as we look back at 27 names lost to time and reflect on the highs and lows of their lives, revealing that a star's life isn't just about glamour. 27. Isabel Sanford, the TV star forgotten. Amid prejudice. Isabel Sanford was one of Hollywood's finest black actresses, most notable for her role as Louise "Wheezy" Jefferson in The Jeffersons. Her elegant beauty, refined style, and sophisticated fashion made her an icon of American television in the 1970s and 80s. When you mention Isabel Sanford, you can't help but think of Wheezy, a strong, confident woman always fighting for a better life. Yet behind that glamour was a somber story of racism and prejudice in the entertainment industry. Despite her talent and charm, Isabel never received the recognition she deserved. Hollywood confined her to minor or stereotypical roles, like maids or gentle mothers, which couldn't fully showcase her abilities, preventing her from shining as brightly as her peers. Her life slowly sank into pain only she could understand. The feeling of being limited and sidelined fueled her frustration. It was even more painful when she publicly criticized producers for not creating worthy roles for black actors, only to face disputes that further isolated her in the industry. Despite her success with The Jeffersons, Isabel couldn't overcome those barriers. The prestigious Emmy she won was proof of her talent, but it was merely a flicker of light in a life filled with too much darkness. In her final years, Isabel endured a painful struggle with heart disease and high blood pressure. Her health faded, and she lived in loneliness, not treated as the icon she was. When Isabel Sanford passed away on July 9, 2004, at 86, she left behind deep regret for a talent never fully recognized, an exceptional actress and TV icon coldly cast aside by Hollywood. 26. Ruby Dandridge, the precious gem buried by the entertainment industry. Ruby Dandridge, mother of the legendary actress Dorothy Dandridge, was a radiant figure in Hollywood's entertainment scene during the 1930s and 40s. Though she played supporting roles, her graceful beauty and refined style made her shine in every scene. With a full, round face, sparkling eyes, and neatly styled hair, she embodied classic Hollywood allure. However, Ruby's career was marred by injustice. Despite her talent, she was relegated to roles as maids or bland supporting characters solely because of her skin color. This trapped her in an industry she loved. By the late 1940s, Ruby couldn't stay silent as she witnessed the deep racism and unfair treatment she endured. She publicly criticized directors and producers, calling out the industry's injustices, which led to her being blacklisted and sidelined by major studios. These disputes didn't bring change, but plunged her into a painful cycle. After all that suffering, Ruby's greatest tragedy came when she witnessed her daughter Dorothy Dandridge's death on September 8, 1965. Dorothy, a bright Hollywood star, ended her life in lonely despair. Ruby couldn't escape this shock, and the loss of her talented daughter pushed her into an inescapable darkness. In her final years, Ruby lived in loneliness and poverty, without the strength to keep fighting an industry she devoted her life to. When Ruby passed away on October 17, 1987, from a severe stroke, her death went unnoticed. No one remembered the forgotten talent who once shone brightly in small roles. She ended her life in sorrow, like a precious gem buried in the darkness of history. 25. Nina Mae McKinney. The pioneering star, buried by Hollywood. Nina Mae McKinney, dubbed the Black Garbo, was a Hollywood beauty icon of the 1930s, known for her graceful allure, smooth skin, and full lips. She was a trailblazing black actress, breaking barriers and expectations in films like Hallelujah. But Nina's path wasn't paved with roses. She carried hope for change in Hollywood, but was unfairly treated by the industry she served. While audiences embraced her beauty and talent, Hollywood confined her to minor or stereotyped roles. She wasn't allowed to be herself, but that wasn't her greatest tragedy. In the 1940s, Nina was embroiled in a scandalous affair with a white producer, marking the end of her career. Hollywood was unforgiving, effectively banning her from the industry. Opportunities vanished, and her future shattered. Nina fled to Europe, performing in small clubs where her name no longer held its iconic status. Isolated, living in loneliness and instability, she struggled through sleepless nights, haunted by memories of her glory days. Then, on May 3, 1967, a sudden heart attack took Nina Mae McKinney's life at just 56. A once dazzling star ended her days in sorrow at a New York hospital, with no family by her side. 24. Dorothy Dandridge. The radiant star faded in pain. Dorothy Dandridge, the legendary silver screen star of the 1950s, was the first black actress nominated for an Oscar. With her captivating beauty, deep eyes, and perfect figure, she became a Hollywood icon through her role in Carmen Jones. Yet, despite her mesmerizing beauty and exceptional talent, her life was an unending series of tragedies. While Hollywood cast her in bland supporting roles, relentless racism crushed her, making her feel like a puppet in a prejudiced industry. Disputes arose when she publicly criticized the film industry, rebelling against the unfair treatment she endured. Work pressures, family struggles, and societal scorn drove Dorothy into severe depression. She also faced debt and financial ruin after her manager embezzled her money. Even her personal life was fraught with hardship. Her marriage to Jack Dennison, a violent man, brought no peace. Instead, she endured physical and emotional abuse. Those years of suffering pushed Dorothy to the brink of despair. And then, on September 8, 1965, at just 42, the world was stunned by Dorothy's death. She ended her life with an overdose of sedatives, consumed by the despair of depression. A brilliant Hollywood talent, once an icon of beauty and skill, became a name lost to time. Dorothy's sudden departure left a gaping void in American cinema and endless sorrow for a life oppressed and a talent abandoned. 23. Nell Carter. The TV icon faded in a tragic tale. Nell Carter, a radiant star of the 1980s, shone brightly as Nell Harper in Gimme a Break. Her vibrant beauty, dazzling smile, and curly, distinctive hair made her a television icon. Her powerful voice and charm won over millions of viewers. But behind the stage, glamour was a life full of turmoil. In the 1980s, Nell fell into the spiral of cocaine addiction, which destroyed her career and robbed her of golden opportunities in entertainment. Scandals surrounding her drug use led to canceled advertising deals and lost roles she'd hoped for. Her personal life was equally chaotic, with 2 failed marriages and financial ruin from lavish spending. Though she later overcame some career setbacks, Nell couldn't defeat her inner demons. Eating disorders and depression forced her to retreat from the spotlight. She was no longer the beloved figure audiences admired. And just when it seemed her struggles might ease, the greatest tragedy struck. On January 23, 2003, Nell Carter passed away at 54 in her home. She ended her life in despair, closing the chapter on a turbulent existence that never fully realized what she deserved. Failing health, prolonged illness, and the weight of lonely years drowned her in pain, making her tragic end unsurprising but deeply regrettable to many. 22. Freddie Washington. The resilient star erased by Hollywood. Freddie Washington, one of the 1930s most prominent actresses, was known for her striking mixed-race beauty. With bright eyes, sharp features, and flowing hair, she was a model of allure and strength. Roles like An Imitation of Life made her shine, but her career also led her to a life of hardship. As a pioneering black star in Hollywood, Freddie never accepted living in the shadow of racism. Her career was tied not only to talent, but to fierce determination about her racial identity. When Hollywood pressured her to pass as white for leading roles, Freddie refused. She not only rejected a golden opportunity, but publicly criticized Hollywood's racist system. This caused the industry to turn its back on her. That resolve pushed her out of the film industry. Hollywood couldn't forgive someone who dared challenge it, and she was permanently blacklisted. Acting opportunities vanished, replaced by a desk job at an arts organization. It was a harsh reality: loneliness, poverty, and being forgotten by the industry that once elevated her. In her final years, Freddie lived in shame and pain. She devoted her life to changing society's view of black people, but society betrayed her. Freddie Washington passed away on June 28, 1994, from a stroke, ending her life in sorrow at 90. With no family by her side, no one to bid her farewell, she died in poverty, no longer remembered as the beauty icon Hollywood once adored. Her death was not just a personal tragedy, but a painful reminder of the cruelty of a racist system that could crush a person's talent and worth simply because of their skin color. 21. Teresa Harris, the bright talent buried by the entertainment industry. Teresa Harris, a talented actress and singer with gentle beauty, was a radiant star of the 1930s and 40s. With smooth brown skin and expressive eyes, she left a strong mark in films like Babyface and Jezebel. Though limited to supporting roles, Teresa always shone with grace and strength. But those peak years didn't last. Her promising career was quickly stifled by Hollywood's racist prejudices. She was confined to minor roles, often as maids, with no chance to truly shine like her white counterparts. The height of her tragedy came from an unwarranted scandal. Teresa was accused of an inappropriate relationship with a white actor. The scandal rocked the industry, and Hollywood turned its back on her. Her few roles dwindled, and she was nearly banned from major studios. In her final years, Teresa lived in loneliness and pain. Her health deteriorated severely from chronic heart disease and untreated conditions. Her life passed in poverty, haunted by memories of a time when she was a star in the audience's eyes. Her greatest sorrow wasn't poverty or illness, but being forgotten by the film industry she gave her all to. On October 8, 1985, Teresa ended her life in solitude in a small California apartment. A deeply sorrowful end for a talent abandoned by Hollywood, never receiving the recognition she deserved. The industry deserted her, but Teresa's efforts live on in the memories of those who valued her talent. 20. LaWanda Page. The once famous comedian sunk into oblivion. LaWanda Page was a standout comedian of the 1970s, beloved as Aunt Esther in Sanford, and Son, winning audiences with her charm and unique talent. Her radiant smile and vibrant fashion became an unforgettable part of TV fans' memories. But when it seemed her life would stay bright, tragedy struck unexpectedly. In her final years, as her health declined from type 2 diabetes, LaWanda faced not only the ravages of illness, but deep pain from an industry that turned its back on her. Diabetes led to multiple hospitalizations, slowly weakening her body and leaving her unable to move independently. Meanwhile, the entertainment industry she was part of showed indifference to her suffering. Past scandals involving accusations of disruptive behavior and crude language ruined her reputation, causing major networks like ABC to shun her. This cost her major opportunities and pushed her into a lonely, impoverished life. She lost all chances to advance her career, no longer appearing on the grand stages she once commanded. LaWanda's final years were a fierce battle with illness and the fight against obscurity and prejudice. When she passed away on September 14, 2002, at 81, no one remembered the sharp, strong Aunt Esther, only the image of a comedian forgotten by the society she once served. 19. Billie Holiday. The golden voice shattered in the darkness of prejudice. Billie Holiday, a jazz legend, was one of America's greatest voices in music history. Rising in the 1930s and 40s, she possessed a fragile beauty, deep, soulful eyes, and a gentle, poetic smile. Her orchid-adorned hair and glamorous style made her an irreplaceable icon in the jazz world. Billie Holiday's life, though dazzling on stage, was dark in reality. In her final years, she lived in pain, battling alcohol and drug addiction, violence, poverty, and cruel racism. And then her death on July 17, 1959, came not in peace, but in humiliation and disgrace. When admitted to Metropolitan Hospital in June 1959 in critical condition from cirrhosis, Billie was a shadow of herself. But what was tragic and outraged society was that as she lay dying, New York police arrested her on her hospital bed. They handcuffed her, monitored her closely, showing no mercy to a woman writhing in physical pain and enduring humiliation from those meant to protect her. This incident, steeped in injustice and prejudice, sparked national fury. Billie, adored worldwide for her soulful voice, was reduced to a name tied to pain and injustice. Her fame, once commanding, was tarnished by arrests, dark relationships, and societal pressure. When Billie passed at 44, she was no longer remembered as a music legend, but as a woman ravaged by a prejudiced society. 18. Dinah Washington, the Blues Queen, sunk in sorrow. Dinah Washington, the Queen of Blues, was a legendary voice of the 1950s, shining on stage with captivating allure. Her refined beauty, enchanting smile, and sparkling eyes made her an icon of elegance and charm in every performance. From jazz to R&B, Dinah dominated music, winning millions of hearts with her powerful voice. Yet, despite her career's heights, Dinah couldn't find peace in her personal life. 7 failed marriages left deep emotional scars. Her husbands abused her emotionally and financially, plunging her into poverty and pain. Her career waned as scandals about her lavish lifestyle and public disputes with colleagues emerged, leading theaters to refuse her performances. Work pressures, family struggles, and failed relationships drove Dinah into depression. She faced loneliness and uncontrollable anger. Everything seemed to collapse around her, not just her career, but her hopes for a happy life. And on December 14, 1963, her turbulent life ended. Dinah Washington was found unconscious in her Detroit home next to a bottle of sedatives. She passed suddenly, stunning the world. From a voice that ruled blues stages, she ended her life in silence, with no farewell. Though the Queen of Blues, her chaotic life left her unable to find peace in her soul until her death. 17. Florence Ballard, The Supremes, star faded in pain. Florence Ballard was an exceptional voice in The Supremes, the legendary Motown girl group of the 1960s. With Diana Ross and Mary Wilson, she helped build a music empire with iconic hits that transformed pop and soul. But all that glamour, all those dazzling stage lights, quickly vanished. In 1967, Florence was ousted from the Supremes after a short time due to conflicts with management and personal issues. But this wasn't her greatest shock. After being removed, she spiraled into failure and depression. She sank into heavy alcoholism, losing the radiance the world once celebrated. No longer a star at her peak, Florence quickly fell into poverty. She lost her home, relying on welfare, a psychological blow unimaginable for someone who once had everything. Attempts to revive her solo career failed as the music industry turned its back, contracts were canceled, and all efforts fell short. Her personal life was no better, with abuse from her ex-husband and the struggle to raise 3 children in poverty. Emotional wounds haunted her, making life bleak and hopeless. Perhaps overwhelmed by pressure, Florence Ballard passed away on February 22, 1976, in a Detroit hospital from heart disease, believed to be caused by complications from heavy alcoholism and prolonged stress. She ended her life at just 32. Her brief years of glory to her destitute end remain a haunting tale of a star's fall. 16. Tammy Terrell, the soul voice that shone briefly. Tammy Terrell, one of Motown's brightest stars in the late 1960s, stood out with her youthful style and captivating beauty. An exceptional soul singer, she was widely known for unforgettable duets with Marvin Gaye, like Ain't No Mountain High Enough. With her lively dance moves, trendy short dresses, and radiant smile, Tammy became a Motown icon of the late 1960s. But her death on March 16, 1970, ended a promising career. It began in 1967, at her career's peak, when Tammy discovered she had a malignant brain tumor. Despite her visibly declining health, she continued performing, hiding her silent pain from fans. Fainting spells on stage were clear signs of her deteriorating condition, but her passion and love for music kept her going. Tammy's pain wasn't just from illness. Her relationship with David Ruffin of The Temptations was fraught with violence. Ruffin abused her for years, causing severe physical and emotional damage. Under the strain of this toxic relationship and Motown's grueling schedule, Tammy's health worsened. She fought not only illness, but invisible wounds in her soul. All this led to her death at just 24, leaving infinite regret in the hearts of fans and close friends like Marvin Gaye. Her contributions to music, her legendary love songs, remain irreplaceable. 15. Phyllis Hyman, the soul angel shattered in loneliness. Phyllis Hyman was a radiant star of 1970s and 80s soul music. Standing at an impressive 6'1", with captivating beauty and an emotive voice, Phyllis was an essential soul icon. She authored hits like You Know How to Love Me, a voice so enchanting it captivated all who heard it. But at her career's peak, Phyllis faced a turbulent personal life. Her mental health deteriorated as she battled severe depression and bipolar disorder. Her chaotic love life was a factor. Abused by her boyfriend and manager, she endured not only physical attacks, but the emotional devastation they brought. Public disputes with colleagues and lack of support from her label pushed her career into a dead end. Performance opportunities shrank, and her name faded into obscurity. In her final years, the music industry showed no mercy to Phyllis due to her tall stature and non-standard style. On June 30, 1995, in her New York apartment, Phyllis ended her life in sorrow. Just hours before a major performance at the Apollo Theater, she overdosed on sedatives and alcohol. Her sudden departure left an unfillable void in the hearts of fans and the music industry she was part of. 14. Minnie Riperton, the soul star, faded. Too soon. Minnie Riperton was not only a talented singer, but an icon of 1970s soul music. With a gifted voice, soaring to sky-high notes, and captivating presence, she won millions of hearts with songs like Lovin' You. Her long, natural hair, warm, round face, and refined bohemian style made her one of the brightest stars in music's sky. But that vibrant life didn't last. In 1976, at her career's peak, a storm hit. Breast cancer silently attacked her body. A sluggish and unfair healthcare system delayed her diagnosis. Found too late, she underwent a mastectomy and grueling chemotherapy. Still, she refused to abandon the stage. Minnie bravely sang her enchanting high notes, becoming a spokesperson for the American Cancer Society. But sadly, despite her efforts, her body couldn't endure. Her stage appearances dwindled as she faced pain no one could comprehend. On July 12, 1979, Minnie Riperton passed away at 31 in her husband's arms at a Los Angeles hospital. Her departure was an irreparable loss to music and those who loved her. 13. Bobbi Kristina Brown, a legacy of glamour shattered in pain. Bobbi Kristina Brown, daughter of legend Whitney Houston, inherited her mother's gentle, captivating beauty. With large eyes, refined features, and a warm smile, she was a symbol of youth and vitality. But tragically, Bobbi Kristina's life was filled with pain, much like her mother's. Her life, already overshadowed by her mother's death on February 11, 2012, sank deeper into darkness due to a violent relationship with her boyfriend. Public disputes with family over addiction and constant media scrutiny pushed her into despair. On January 31, 2015, at just 22, she was found unconscious in a bathtub at her Georgia home due to a drug overdose and drowning. 6 months later, after a coma and exhaustive treatment, she passed on July 26, 2015, ending a life filled with trauma, loss, and unfulfilled dreams. 12. Aaliyah, the R&B princess. Lost in a tragic accident. Aaliyah, a 1990s music icon, became the princess of R&B with her captivating beauty and trendy style. With sharp eyes, graceful features, and a radiant smile, she won fans not only with her voice, but her stunning dance moves. Music videos like Try Again set a new trend for young artists. No one could have imagined that on August 25, 2001, at just 22, and on the rise, Aaliyah would leave this world. After filming the Rock the Boat video, she and her crew boarded a plane to return home, unaware it would be her final flight. The overloaded plane crashed minutes after takeoff in the Bahamas, killing everyone on board. Fans were stunned, as Aaliyah had just overcome pain from a relationship with R. Kelly, accused of an illegal marriage when she was 15. At her career's peak, with best-selling albums and a successful role in Romeo Must Die, her sudden departure ended all hopes and dreams of a radiant future. Months after her death, fans still couldn't believe the princess of R&B was gone, leaving an unfillable void in music. 11. Lisa Left Eye Lopes, the pop culture flame extinguished. Too soon, Lisa Left Eye Lopes, a standout member of TLC, built her name with bold style and timeless hits like Waterfalls. She was an icon of personality and energy, with dyed hair, unique contact lenses, and unmistakable fashion. But as her career soared, everything collapsed in one fateful night. On April 25, 2002, Lisa died when her car flipped on a Honduras road, just days after completing hopeful charity projects. Earlier, her image was tarnished by setting fire to boyfriend Andre Rison's house in 1994. She also battled alcoholism and TLC disputes. Just as she was finding light in spiritual projects, all hope vanished, leaving deep sorrow. A star yet to reach her peak ended her life at 30. 10. Stephanie Mosley, the dance star, extinguished in a marital tragedy. Stephanie Mosley was a rising star of the 2010s, known for her captivating beauty and exceptional dance talent. She became a model of natural beauty and dynamic style in shows like Hit the Floor and music videos for top artists. With a toned figure, glossy brown skin, and radiant smile, Stephanie quickly won over audiences. But tragedy struck cruelly. On December 8, 2014, Stephanie Mosley died suddenly at 30 in a heartbreaking incident in Los Angeles, shot by her husband, rapper Earl Hayes, before he took his own life. It stemmed from a heated argument, with Hayes' accusations of infidelity escalating family tensions beyond repair. Her pressured, violent marriage, with Hayes tightly controlling her career and personal life, was a constant burden. Her brutal, bloody departure shocked the entertainment world and left fans and friends in deep sorrow. 9. Simone Battle, the GRL star, faded in despair. Simone Battle, with her fresh beauty and vibrant energy, was a standout in GRL. She made a strong impression on the X Factor with her stylish fashion and promising voice. But few knew that behind the stage glamour, Simone battled immense pressures. After GRL failed to sustain success, she faced depression and loneliness in the music industry. Internal group conflicts and tight label control pushed her to a breaking point. On September 5, 2014, she ended her life in despair at 25 in her lonely Los Angeles apartment. Simone's departure in that cold, empty space was a painful wake-up call about the devastating impact of mental pressure. 8. Naya Rivera, a mother's love, swept away by water. Naya Rivera, a breakout star in Glee, won fans' hearts with her captivating beauty and exceptional acting. She shone as Santana Lopez, exuding confidence and allure. On July 8, 2020, Naya Rivera passed away at 33 in a tragic accident at Lake Peru, California. While boating with her 4-year-old son, a sudden strong current pulled him under. In a life-or-death moment, Naya used all her strength to push her son back onto the boat, but she was swept away by the water. After days of searching, her body was found near a rocky crevice. Her sudden death moved fans, evoking both admiration for her sacred maternal love and regret for a promising talent lost. 7. Whitney Houston, the music queen. Extinguished in the darkness of drugs. Whitney Houston, the music queen with a gifted voice and glamorous style, captivated the world with timeless hits like I Will Always Love You. She was an icon of perfection in music and beauty. Tragically, on February 11, 2012, Whitney Houston was found unconscious in a bathtub at the Beverly Hilton Hotel. The cause was a cocaine overdose combined with heart disease. After years of addiction, her health was beyond saving. Whitney's once beautiful life was destroyed by drugs, alcohol, and heated disputes with husband Bobby Brown. Fans can't forget her canceled performances, public appearances in decline, and broken family ties, all due to addiction. Her death, just before the Grammy Awards, ended the glorious career of one of the century's greatest voices. 6. Rebecca Cheptegei, the marathon star taken by violence. Rebecca Cheptegei, Uganda's sports star, rose as a phenomenon in marathon, running with remarkable achievements and a strong, resilient presence. She was a model of health, endurance, and unyielding spirit. But all that brightness was erased by a cruel tragedy. Despite her medals and achievements, she became a victim of violence. On September 5, 2024, after a heated dispute over land ownership, Rebecca was set on fire with gasoline by her ex-boyfriend, Dixon Ndima, at her Kenya home. The brutal attack left her with burns over 80% of her body. She fought bravely in the hospital for days, but couldn't hold on. On September 10, 2024, she took her final breath in agony, leaving indescribable sorrow. 5. Michaela de Prince, the ballet angel, fallen in the dark. Michaela de Prince, a gifted ballerina, captivated the world with her grace and finesse on the international ballet stage. From an orphan in Sierra Leone, she rose to become an icon of perseverance and strength. But darkness fell on September 10, 2024, as Michaela was en route to a major ballet performance, set to shine before thousands. Suddenly, her car crashed into another vehicle on the highway. The accident happened too fast, and in moments, her ballet dreams shattered. Michaela, who fought racism throughout her career, passed suddenly at 29. Everything crumbled, leaving the arts community stunned and in deep pain for all who admired her. 4. Hidayah Broadbent, the HIV/AIDS hero lost in sorrow. Hidayah Broadbent was a resilient woman, an icon in the fight against HIV/AIDS stigma, dedicating her life to inspiring and changing society's views. She battled HIV, contracted from her drug-addicted mother, for 39 years. Through countless hospitalizations and painful treatments, Hydea stood strong, sharing her story on shows like The Oprah Winfrey Show. But her efforts to change society's stigma around the disease brought little benefit to herself. HIV stigma, lack of organizational support, and relentless mental strain exhausted her. When her body no longer responded to treatment, she passed on February 20th, 2024, leaving boundless regret in the HIV/AIDS community. 3. Erica Ash, the comedy star, faded in loneliness. Erica Ash, a versatile talent with screen charm, was tied to hit shows like Mad TV and Survivor's Remorse, always an icon of captivating humor. But her story wasn't just about success, it was about loneliness in entertainment. Despite her talent, Erica couldn't escape industry prejudice, where opportunities for black comedians were limited. She fought tirelessly, speaking out against the lack of diverse roles. But these disputes only isolated her further. In 2023, tragedy deepened as Erica was diagnosed with late-stage breast cancer, misjudged by doctors in early checks. The cancer spread quickly, and after nearly a year of fighting, she succumbed on July 29, 2023, at 46. 2. Cat Glover, the legendary dancer fallen in oblivion. Cat Glover, a brilliant dancer and singer in Prince's tours, became a 1980s legend with her bold style and top-tier talent. Shining in videos like Sign, Oh the Times, she gave her all to music and dance. But behind the scenes, Cat's life was full of challenges. After years of enduring music industry abuse, she publicly criticized low pay and lack of recognition for her contributions to Prince. Her resistance yielded no results. Her tumultuous personal life, from divorce to financial crises, pushed her to the limit. On October 23, 2022, Cat Glover passed from a heart attack, ending her efforts at 62, a tragic close for a talent abandoned by the industry she devoted herself to. 1. Lynn Collins, the funk queen, cruelly cast aside. Lynn Collins, a standout soul singer of the 1970s, left a bold mark with her powerful voice and timeless hits like Think About It, alongside James Brown. But despite being a funk icon, Lynn was never properly recognized for her talent. Tightly controlled financially by James Brown and Associates, she was underpaid, worked under pressure, and faced public abuse, while violent personal relationships drove her deeper into despair. From a radiant star, Lynn faded into obscurity and retreated from music in the 1980s. In her final years, she lived in hardship, performing at small clubs to survive. On March 13, 2005, Lynn passed from heart failure at a Pasadena hospital, with no family or friends by her side, only loneliness in a world that forgot her presence. And so, we've looked back at the journeys of these beautiful black actresses, swept away by time. They were not just icons of beauty, but warriors in a harsh industry, leaving indelible marks in the hearts of fans and future generations. If you feel their stories deserve to be remembered and retold forever, leave a comment sharing your thoughts with us. And if you want to keep exploring the hidden stories behind the beauty and talent of other legends, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to catch our next videos.